Starting a whimsical, heart-led business is one of the biggest spiritual initiations that you can go through, because in order to create and share something that is just packed with the light that you have inside and bringing together your spiritual and ancestral gifts, your talents, and something that you haven't seen offered outside, you have to be willing to do the shadow work in order and confront everything that is not in alignment with that vision. And it's really hard and it's something that most people are not willing to do, but it's so worth it. And more of us are being asked to create and live from the heart at this time, and we're being asked to go inward and bring out the light, to reflect the light that we feel inside, to bring that out and share it with others and inspire them to do the same. And so for me, this looked like, before starting my business, I've always been a baker, and I learned how to bake from my Nana. I come from a long line of bakers, and growing up, I was always told, oh, you should sell this cake or these cookies, and I really didn't take it too seriously for a while. But what I realized later was there was a big part of me that felt like it wasn't serious work. I think when I was growing up, I didn't always feel taken seriously. I was very soft-spoken and very mild-mannered, and so I just felt like if I were also a baker, that would just be so unserious. And there was a part of me that really wanted to be taken seriously. And so I started baking more. I was still getting those comments from people. And at the time, I had started volunteering at my community garden again, and a big part of that was ancestral reconnection. And so in working with the earth more again, and in connecting more with my ancestors, and really connecting with the power of the feminine and the truth of the feminine, apart from all of the harm that we see happening to the feminine, when I was really able to connect with the earth and with my ancestors, and just feeling so much more connected with my own power, baking started coming up again really strongly for me. But I had continued to put it off because of this concern of not feeling like I was going to be taken seriously. And I remember I had started my business already, but I wasn't talking about it at all. I had started selling cookies, and it was pretty hush-hush. I would talk about it to people, but I wasn't putting too much energy into it because of these internal fears that I had and internal concerns. And I remember talking to a good friend of mine in an herbalism program that I was in, and I was talking about how I wanted to make herbal remedies for whimsy and to help women invite more whimsy and pleasure and creativity and joy into their lives. And I wanted to do more herbal baking, but I was really concerned with being taken seriously, or not being taken seriously rather, and it was holding me back. And she said something that I'll never forget, and she was a beautiful mirror for me, and said, well, if you're really concerned with people not taking you seriously or not taking your work seriously, there's a part of you that's not taking your work seriously. And it's something that still stays with me to this day, because she was right. I thought that I was concerned about other people not taking me or my work seriously, not taking whimsy seriously, not taking the feminine seriously, not taking slowing down and presence and earth connection seriously, not taking nurturing seriously. But it was me who still wasn't taking those things seriously, and who was still buying into the versions of these things that we hear that are so devalued today. And so I had bought into the devaluing of the feminine. I had bought into the devaluing of nurturing. I had bought into the devaluation of presence. and just how these things were trivialized. And it was only in doing the shadow work and really sitting with myself and holding compassion for all the versions of myself that didn't take my own gifts seriously, and that didn't take my own femininity and the power of the feminine seriously, the that didn't take my connection with the earth seriously, that didn't take my ancestral gifts seriously. It was only through shadow work that I was able to reclaim those aspects of myself and really see and feel them for the power that they are. And so many of us need to do this work around our spiritual gifts and in reconnecting with the light in our hearts. And so I realized that there is so much power in baking. You're taking different ingredients and you are working with the elements, and it's a form of alchemy. If you're a baker, you're an alchemist in a sense. You're also a seed keeper. That's when I learned, or not learned, but realized that flour really is ground up seeds. And so I had this opportunity to reimagine my relationship with my gifts and really reclaim their power. And in baking and in sharing food with others, you're a nurturer, you're caring, and you're sharing that caring energy through your food. It's a way to food is a transmission, and you can transmit so many emotions, so much intention, and so much power through food, and through nurturing, and through helping others connect with their body through their senses and through flavor. You can introduce people to different kinds of ingredients. Like I had started working with stone milled flour and learning how stone milled flour was so much better for digestion, and was able to start sharing that in my baked goods as well. And so what I had trivialized for so long really became an opportunity to help people connect with their bodies. It became an opportunity to help people connect with their senses. It became an opportunity for people to see the power of nurturing and feel the power of care, and to be able to share my creativity with others through the things that I was baking. And I was started making more flour cookies and herbal cakes and breads, and so it just became a really beautiful creative outlet for me, and also allowed me to step back into the power that was in my gifts. But it wouldn't have been possible if I hadn't been willing to do the shadow work, if I hadn't received that message from my friend about needing to take myself seriously first and take my gifts seriously before other people could take me seriously. So there's we need to be there's a task that we all have right now, which is to take ourselves seriously, to take our gifts seriously, to take our light seriously, to take our inherent connection with the earth and with our ancestors seriously, and to be surprised and delighted at what is wanting to and trying to come through all of us when we reconnect with the power.